Have you ever compared yourself to others and thought, I'm not good enough? Well, that's exactly how Chris Gardner felt when he saw his friend making more money than him, and that's what we're going to talk about in today's lesson. I'm a teacher from an English learning platform, and our goal this year is to help you learn English faster, have fun, and reach your goals. So let's get started. Alright, now let us watch this scene from the movie, The Pursuit of Happiness, and pay attention to these 3 English phrases. Okay, so let's go back to the beginning. Jay, who's played by Will Smith, is a single dad. He and his young son Christopher are homeless, and they're sleeping at night in a subway station. One day he gets an interview at a prestigious brokerage firm, but he's told that they can't offer him the job until after 45 days of training. But there's a catch. They won't pay him during that time, and if he doesn't get a job offer at the end of it, then he's out of luck. This is a risk, but it could change their lives. So he decides to take the chance, and that's where this phrase comes in. Take the chance. When someone says that they're taking a chance, it means that they're doing something that has some risk, but they think it could be worth it in the end. For example, buying a lottery ticket is taking a chance. If you win, you get a lot of money. But most people don't win. In the scene, Jay has 2 options. He can either keep looking for a small apartment to rent and try to get a regular job, or he can take a chance and try to get a higher paying job even if he might not get paid for 2 months. Now you can see why taking a chance doesn't always mean a positive outcome, but it does mean that you did something instead of just sitting around and hoping that things would get better. To be honest though, it's not really a choice. His son needs him to do something, so he has no choice but to take the chance. As the days pass by, Chris Gardner starts to make a few sales, which means that he makes some money. But then he makes a big mistake. He tells his boss that he is doing well because he wants his boss to think that he doesn't need help. And that leads to the second important phrase, pay me back. When someone pays you back, it means that they do something nice for you in return. So imagine you lend your friend $20 and then later they pay you back. That means that they gave you that $20 back. But when it comes to what Chris's boss offers him, it's not so simple. At first, he thinks his boss is offering to help him by giving him an advance on his salary, but he soon realizes that this isn't an advance. It's actually a loan that he has to pay back. Loans are a way for people to borrow money with the promise that they'll pay it back over time, usually with a little bit of extra money called interest. Let's look at this phrase in a different way. Let's say you spend $50 on a taxi, but you don't have any cash. So you tell the driver, "Can I pay you back tomorrow?" In this case, he's asking if he can pay the $50 back the next day, and you can see why he would ask this. Because he's been through a lot, he's had to work hard, he's taken risks, and he wants to make sure that he gets what he wants. But all of this takes us to the third phrase, you owe me. When you say that someone owes you something, it means that they need to do something for you because you helped them or gave them something in the past. But it's not always used in a nice way. Sometimes it's used to threaten someone. For example, if you lend your friend $20 and then they don't pay you back, you can say, "Hey, you owe me $20. But in the movie, it's a little different. Chris's boss actually says this phrase to show that he understands what Chris is going through. He knows that Chris is working hard and he knows that Chris deserves a break, so he gives Chris this big project. In a way, it's like his boss is giving him an opportunity to earn a lot of money. It's like he's saying, "I know you've been working hard, so I'm giving you this project. And if you do well, then you'll earn a lot of money." It's like a big thank you for all your hard work. Now let's watch the scene again and listen for those 3 phrases. Alright, now let's talk about the life lesson. Jay was feeling pretty down when he saw his friend Raymond driving a nicer car than him. It made him feel bad about himself and his life. You know how sometimes you look at other people and think, wow, they have it so much better than me. Well, that's exactly what Jay was thinking. But then he realized something important. Comparing yourself to others is like comparing apples and oranges. Everyone's path is different. They have different backgrounds, experiences, and goals. So it doesn't make sense to compare yourself to everyone else. For example, you could compare yourself to a friend and think that they're smarter than you because they got a higher score on a test. But if you knew that they studied for 2 weeks before the test, you wouldn't feel that way anymore. You'd realize that their high score wasn't because they were smarter, it was because they worked harder. In the same way, you can't compare your whole life to a friend's Instagram photos. You don't know if they're happy or sad behind the scenes, so don't compare yourself to others. Instead, focus on your own path and celebrate your own successes, because in the end, that's what matters the most. If you want to remember these 3 phrases, the easiest thing you can do is use them in the comment section below. Just write a sentence using one of these phrases and I'll reply to you in English. Now, if you want to become fluent in English faster, we have some fantastic courses. There's a link in the description. Also subscribe to the channel. I promise that I won't send you spam emails. Instead, I'll see you in the next video. Bye.